Hi, Ennis from Never Stop Trucking here. Today we are talking about maximizing your revenue and more specifically increasing your pay per mile. Now, I am in 53-foot dry van business, semi trucks, and when we talk about specific rates, then we have to kind of specify what kind of equipment we have. There might be reefer trucks there, flatbeds, step decks, hot shots, etc. But I only have dry vans. In this video, I will be telling you how one of my trucks makes $4.5 per mile every day in all these loads. So that's the average that he does. And what he does is he does these short loads. And I dispatch him. I don't have that many trucks, so I can dedicate more time to him. If you have an owner-operator who's a little bit picky, then it might be a little bit harder. But since this is my truck and I dispatch him the way I want, I don't need that much time to dispatch him, maybe an hour a day to find him like a couple of loads for today and maybe even a couple of loads for tomorrow. Then he's all set, or maybe one day, one load a day. So what we do is I'm based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's West Michigan. And then he's on the other side of the state. But with him, I only do Michigan and Indiana. Sometimes maybe Ohio. But to Ohio, they don't pay that much. So most loads that pay, like most short loads that pay well here are Michigan to Michigan, Michigan to Indiana, Indiana to Michigan, and etc. So what I do with him, he usually starts early. That's what he likes. Now let me also tell you, this is not some young guy who is willing to work and make all this money. No, this is an older gentleman. He's almost 71 years old, and he's old school, and he really doesn't need to work. He's all set. He doesn't really need the money. And then he told me he only wants to do shorter loads, like not make a lot of miles, maybe like 14 to 2,000 miles. 1,400 to 2,000 miles a week. So that's what he told me he wants to do. And then I kind of figured, well, let's start with these short loads. And that's what we have been doing for the last year. And he likes to always go straight through. So whenever he picks up a load, no matter when that load delivers, he will always go to the receiver and try to deliver early. And more than 50% of the time, he always delivers early, because these short loads are usually like that. These are smaller companies. I avoid DCs. And usually, when you do these short loads, it usually does not go to a big DC. It usually goes to some kind of a smaller company, or maybe even auto parts. But it's not that, if you're thinking we're doing auto parts, no. Maybe once in a great while we would do an auto part load. So this is what we do. We do loads that are between 0 and 2 to 300 miles. That's what we do. So we do loads that are 50 miles, 100 miles, 150, 200 miles. Kind of like that. Only sometimes, if there is nothing, I would try to give him a whole day trip, maybe 300 miles. Top would be, I guess, 400 miles. If he's down southern Indiana coming back to Michigan, then we would do around 400 miles a day. But usually what we like to do is 2 loads a day. Sometimes we do 1, sometimes we do 3 loads a day. And it is possible. So what we do, let's say we pick up here in Grand Rapids, and then let's say we go to Detroit. I try to find a nice load, because usually you can get from here to Detroit around $400, between $400 and $600, and it's about 180 miles. So we pick up a load, and this is just an example. So we pick up a load here, go to Detroit, pick up early in the morning, like 7, 8, 9, and then he's over there by noon, 11, maybe 2 o'clock, and he's already there. And then he already made $600. I'm not going to book a load to Detroit for $400. That's not for this guy. If there's nothing to Detroit, fine, we'll go to another area. But we would go to Detroit for about $600 a mile, and then there he would pick up another load, maybe to come back, or maybe to Indiana, like Fort Wayne or South Bend, and then from there usually you can get more money. So from there you can get $600, $700, $800, sometimes even $900 or $1,000. So he would, his daily average would be over $1,000, maybe sometimes $1,500 a day with these short loads. So at the end of the week, he drives under 2,000 miles, and then his gross is around $7,000 or $8,000 a week. Now, keep in mind, sometimes he stays over the weekend, sometimes he goes home, but no matter what, he would do a reset on Sunday. So he doesn't run 7 days. And even if he goes home, he can make around $7,000 a week. So the key is not to stress out. Like if you start on Monday and you can't find a good paying load with short miles, it's fine. Just find him something so he can start, so he can go. It doesn't make sense to wait all day for one decent paying load. Just find something. If you see that there are no loads, no short loads that are paying well that morning, just find him something so he can go. He can start. It doesn't matter. It's like $400, $500, $550, and then, but it has to go straight through. Don't book a load that delivers the next day, because with 100 miles or 200 miles load, it doesn't make sense to deliver next day. So you would pick up a short load, go straight through, no matter how much it pays. And then now that he is dispatched, now you have more time to look for the next load in afternoon. And usually you can get better paying loads for the afternoon, because people want to go leave early, drivers, and they don't want to wait for loads that pick up in the afternoon, especially short loads. So now you have an advantage. You can ask for more money, and they will usually pay more money, because now that load is the next day delivery, and it's a short load. You have three things. You have one thing is it picks up late, and you can ask for more money. And the second thing is it has to deliver the next day usually, and then even sometimes it will have to deliver straight through. So that's another bonus for you, because now this guy can pick up at 2 and deliver by 6 or 7 at night. And then they will maybe even pay more money that way. So now you have 2 loads. Well, if you get early enough and you do like 100-mile or 50-mile loads, then sometimes you can get 3 loads like that. Now you covered him for that day. He has 2 loads now. And now you're already looking for tomorrow. And you look for tomorrow, you find him something that picks up early. So it cannot be something that picks up late or open pickup, but as long as it's ready in the morning. So now what he does is your driver will pick up the first load, deliver it, go pick up the second load, and then go to the company where it delivers. It doesn't matter. If they tell you it delivers tomorrow at 8 a.m., go to the company. Go over there, tell him to you. Now remember, you have to have a driver that's willing to do all that. If you have a driver that tells, well, they're not open, I am not going to go there, then this will not work out. You have to have a guy who wants to do this way. If he doesn't do it this way, you can't make money. So you have to have a guy that picks up that second load and goes to the delivery, no matter when it delivers on the paper. Because sometimes when he gets there, they will have a second shift, they will have a third shift, maybe they need it. Even if they don't take him that day, he will be there at night, and then he can get up early. He cannot get up at 8 or 9 and then, get his breakfast. And no, it's not going to work. You have to do it this way. So when you get there and the driver stays there overnight, now first thing in the morning, 6, 7 a.m., he knocks on the door, can you unload me? And usually they will. And now he's ready to go at 8 a.m. By 8 a.m. he might be already at the next pickup that you booked the day before, and then you're giving him the other load, and it keeps going like that. So you can usually make anywhere between $800 and sometimes even $2,000 a day this way, for sure. And I've been doing it for a whole year now, and you can do it too, as long as you do it this way and you have a driver who's going to do it this way. If you don't have a driver like this, it's not going to work. But what's good about this, now it doesn't, like, you don't have to have all these perfect loads every day, you know. So one day you can start with it, the second day, or maybe the first day is not going well, and that's okay, you will make it up. So once it comes like maybe a couple of days in a week, you'll have these less paying loads, or maybe you're gonna only do one load, you know. But if you do one load, and if it's 200 or 300 miles, make sure you get at least like $3 a mile, at least, you know. So for $1,000, you know, he runs that one day, and that's fine. Maybe even $800, you know, for that trip. But then you'll make it up on the next one. And even if he drives on Saturday, you will make it up. But like I said, you have to have someone who is willing to do this. Not many drivers will do it this way. And it's really not hard. You know, it's not like, you know, he drives legally, doesn't drive more than 11 hours a day. And then he sometimes gets finished at 4, 5, 6 p.m., you know, and then has all this time to rest, and he has his reset on Sunday or goes home for over the weekend. It's not that hard as long as you do it this way. It's not you're gonna be running all night. In my eyes, it's much harder to do these long haul trips. There are drivers who like those, and I don't blame them. They like to load and drive 2 or 3 days, and then they take it slowly. But remember, you have to drive like 600 miles a day or more, and you know that's exhausting. This way, for your driver, he makes less miles, and for you that means a lot of things. So first thing, you're keeping this driver in your area, like kind of locally, okay, or you could say regional. If something breaks up, and you can always bring him close to home, to the shop, you know, where you fix your trucks. You know the area, you know where all the shops are, he knows where all the shops are, like where's gonna sleep, the companies. And then usually, you know, with time, you start picking up in same companies, and then it just becomes a routine. Second thing, you don't drive that many miles, your maintenance is gonna be a lot less. You're gonna have to change the oil less often, and you're gonna use a lot of less fuel, you know, because he's not gonna be driving that much, so a lot of fuel, and you're gonna be saving a lot of money this way. Now, the driver wants to make money, and you know, more miles mean more money for them. So you have two options, or maybe even three. You can pay them percentage of the load, because remember, if this driver makes $7,000 to $8,000 a week, you know, usually, and you pay this driver, you know, $1,500 or maybe $2,000 a week, you still, you know, get a lot of money back. You still make a lot of money on that truck. So you can pay that driver by hour, you can pay that driver by percentage of the load, or you can give the driver better pay per mile. You know, if you're, I'm just selling this, like if your regular driver is paid 50 cents per mile, this driver, you can do 70 cents per mile. If your regular driver is paid 60 cents per mile, you can do more for this driver. Just figure it out so they're happy, they make a lot of money, and maybe have, you know, give them a bonus every week, stuff like that. So if this driver makes between $1,500 and $2,000 a week, making this much money, you can still make a lot of money, and then everyone is going to be happy. So as you saw, you can make some good money doing these short loads, and keep the driver close to home, and keep the truck close to home, and then even make a better average than most of the over the road trucks that we have. And then I hope you enjoy this small video, and then I'll see you around.